So as you can see, the laminate by the front door is pretty messed up. Even the threshold is so rotten it's detached. So it's just causing a lot of issues, sealing issues, and insects getting in and stuff like that. Luckily I have some spare flooring in the attic. So I just scored the trim against the wall, and just so that I could peel it off without peeling paint off. So surprisingly, the subfloor that was directly beneath the laminate wasn't really in that bad of shape. I think the laminate is just, I mean, it was kind of cheap, and I just don't think it holds up to water very well. But so luckily the subfloor beneath that was in okay shape. I don't think I'll need to replace it, but this threshold was pretty rotted underneath. So, and the subfloor that was beneath the threshold is pretty bad. So I think it's probably best to go ahead and just tear that part out and put a new one in so the threshold has a good foundation. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe I can just dig this wood out from this threshold and reuse it somehow. I'll have to look at it, clean it out and look at it. But yeah, so that's some good news. So it turns out only the left side of the subfloor under the threshold needed to be removed. I think the other half was fine. So I just used the oscillating saw and cut that left piece out. Putting the new piece of laminate in was pretty simple. I just used a little block and a hammer and got it into place, knowing that the trim, once I installed the trim inside again, it would hold it down and keep it all snug. I did end up digging all the wood out of the threshold, but once I saw how that wood was in there, I just decided to buy a new threshold. They're only like $20 or $25, so I just bought a new one. It's probably better anyways. Well, that wasn't really that bad of a job. Didn't take that long. But it's just another reason you should probably have extra flooring so that little things like this that crop up, you can, you know, you've got more of your flooring in the attic or wherever. But that stuff is pretty awesome, liquid nails. Once you let that cure, like I let mine cure for about 12 hours before I you know, put any weight on it or anything, and once that stuff cures, I mean, it's like concrete or something. It's really strong. So that's the only thing holding that threshold down is liquid nails. And I don't think I'm gonna have, you know, now that I have a porch and everything's covered, I really don't think I'm gonna have to worry about water damage, or because that's what caused this in the first place, was we didn't have a porch or anything covering our front door. And on these shed buildings, there's not a lot of room for runoff. I didn't have gutters or anything, so water just kind of trickled down. It would hit the bottom of the door, the threshold, and it just rotted all of that like you saw. So shouldn't have to worry about that anymore though. The replaced laminate inside looks fine, but yeah, needed to get done. We were having some just wasn't sealed very well, and we were getting some insects and stuff like that coming in, so got a new threshold, and I went ahead and bought just a new little rubber seal that goes up underneath the door because the old one was in pretty bad shape. Alright, well, on to the next project once I figure out what that is. What are you doing?